The sound of her suitcase wheels scraping across the hardwood floor hit harder than any scream could have. It was too deliberate, too steady, like the ticking of a countdown. I stood by the kitchen island, hands gripping the edge, watching her move through the house she once called home. The air smelled faintly of rain and her perfume, orange blossom and something sharper underneath, something foreign. She didn't look at me when she spoke. "Don't make this harder than it already is, Daniel." Her voice trembled at the edges, but not enough. She'd practiced this, rehearsed it, maybe even in front of a mirror. "I'm not making it harder," I said, my tone so calm it surprised even me. "I'm just trying to understand when it stopped mattering to you." That made her pause. Only for a second. Then she zipped the suitcase and straightened, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. "It's not that simple. It never is." I kept my eyes on her, on the way her fingers tightened around the suitcase handle, the way she avoided meeting my gaze. Everything about her posture screamed guilt wrapped in justification. I wanted to yell, to accuse her of what I already knew. But I'd done that once, years ago, in another argument about another secret. It hadn't worked then. So I chose quiet. Controlled quiet. "Is it him?" I asked softly. Her shoulders stiffened. That was all the answer I needed. I'd found the messages 2 days ago, half deleted, carelessly hidden behind work emails. His name was M. Just a letter, but the words were enough. "Miss you already. Last night was dangerous. Can't stop thinking about you." She'd sent those. My wife. The same woman who used to trace circles on my chest when she couldn't sleep. She finally turned to me. "I didn't mean for this to happen, Daniel." That's what people say when they've already decided it's worth the risk. Her lips parted, but she didn't speak. Outside, thunder rolled. A low, simmering sound that matched the heaviness in my chest. "Do you love him?" I asked. She hesitated. "I don't know." That hurt more than a yes ever could. I looked at her for a long moment, then nodded slowly. "All right. Then at least tell me when you decided to stop loving me." Her eyes glistened. "Don't do this." I think I deserved to know. Her expression cracked, just barely. "I didn't stop. I just stopped feeling seen. You were always working, always distracted. And when you were here, it felt like your body was in the room but your mind was miles away. I got tired of being invisible." The words stung because they were true. Somewhere between business trips and deadlines, I'd let silence grow roots in our marriage. But I also knew what she wasn't saying. That this other man made her feel alive again. That the danger itself had become intoxicating. I took a slow breath and leaned on the counter, choosing each word carefully. "So you traded invisibility for deceit." She flinched. The thunder cracked again, closer this time, echoing through the kitchen. For a while we just stood there, the sound of rain filling the distance between us. Then she whispered, "I'm leaving tonight. I have to." I could have begged her to stay. I could have thrown the betrayal in her face, demanded explanations, pleaded for closure. But none of that would have changed the truth, that she'd already chosen another life. So instead I said the one thing she didn't expect. "All right." Her brow furrowed. "What?" "You should go," I said, keeping my tone even. "But before you do, I want you to look around this house. Every photo, every piece of furniture, every tiny thing we built together. And I want you to ask yourself if you're ready to destroy it all. For someone who only exists in stolen hours." She opened her mouth, then closed it again. Her eyes flicked toward the framed pictures on the mantel. Our wedding photo, her laughing with our dog, the trip to Santorini where she'd said she'd never been happier. "You think you can guilt me into staying?" she said finally, but her voice was softer now, almost uncertain. "No," I said. "I just want you to be honest, with yourself, not with me." I walked past her and opened the front door. The rain was coming down harder now, drumming against the porch roof. "If you leave tonight, I won't stop you. But when you walk out that door, you walk out of everything we ever were. No more half measures. No more lies. Either you're in or you're gone." She stood frozen in the doorway, suitcase in hand, the rainlight spilling across her face. For a long moment she said nothing. Then she looked at me, really looked at me for the first time that night. Her eyes were raw, conflicted. The seconds stretched like hours. Finally she set the suitcase down. The wheels thudded against the floor. "I thought you'd yell," she whispered. I thought you'd hate me. I did, I said quietly. For 2 days. Then I realized anger's easy. What's hard is deciding what kind of man I want to be after this. Her lower lip trembled. She stepped forward, hesitant. Daniel, I don't know what I want anymore. I think you do, I said. You just don't want to admit it. She looked down, tears slipping silently onto her hands. And for the first time in weeks, I saw the woman I fell in love with, the woman beneath the confusion and the guilt. When she finally spoke, her voice was small. Can I stay tonight? I didn't answer immediately. Part of me wanted to say no, to make her live with the consequences of her choice. But another part, the one that remembered her laughter and warmth, couldn't. You can stay, I said. But tomorrow we talk. All of it. No secrets. She nodded, eyes glistening. Okay. As I closed the door against the rain, the house felt unbearably quiet. But for the first time in a long while it wasn't empty. It was fragile, cracked, but still standing. And I realized then that sometimes, it isn't the shouting or the tears that stop a betrayal. It's the silence that forces you to face what you're about to destroy.